You had one of the most famous planes in the world, the Aerial Command Center for nuclear that could control nuclear war. Tell us, what this plane that used to fly around the world, meet with other defense secretaries and world leaders, what is that plane like?
Well, first of all, it's a 747. It's a beautiful looking airplane. It's got all the white paint and the big blue stripe in the United States of America on it, so it shows us well overseas. For me, it conveniently is mid-air refuelable, which means I don't have to stop anywhere, and I could go from Washington to Tashkent without having to land. That's helpful. And the reason for that isn't because the Secretary of Defense uses it. The reason is because it is intended for nuclear war. And here's the part that's less attractive.
In here.
Oh, I say, okay.
Yeah, let's switch mics again here.
Okay,
go.
so let's get the fresh battery in this one. Okay, I'll try to speak up too, although I doubt that will help. So I'm describing the airplane, and the outside looks very beautiful, but because it's the nuclear war airplane, on the inside it's really quite functional. And it was built, in fact, I had something to do with the design of its systems in my very first job for Caspar Weinberger. So it's pure 1980s inside. And pure functional, pure nuclear war. It's got a sort of amphitheater for briefings with 2 screens. All the clocks are just digital clocks that give you the time in Zulu time, Greenwich Mean Time. There are no windows because it has to be shielded from electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear detonation. So you never know what time it is except by looking at that clock and then transposing the time. And it's got much more space than even I and my security guards and my staff and regional experts and so forth could possibly fill up. And then there's a battle staff, which is doing communications and which has specialized gear that would communicate to the missile silos, to submarines, to bombers, if God forbid we ever got into that kind of, and as necessary with the White House, warning satellites, warning radars, the whole deal. It's connected to everything. So a lot of people say, "Oh man, it must have been fun to fly around that airplane." You can appreciate this joke. It doesn't feel that way. You're working so hard that it's a blur in the past, but I was working all the time. I was never relaxing, enjoying